If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, let me tell you, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need in just one place. With Anchor, you can record not just from your computer, but from your cell phone. You can have your podcast played on many different listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Look, with Anchor, it's free. Anchor is completely free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. You would not be disappointed. Hey, welcome back to Kicking It with Tina, where I'm your host, Tina. Today is August the 16th, 2022. Many states school have already started. In other states, it will be started shortly. So I just want to get out there and spread the word of how important it is to have another adult on the school bus. I don't understand how it's not a mandatory law. If money is the issue, they need to figure out the proper funding to get another adult on these school buses. It's happening way too often. The bus driver is having a medical problem, whether it's a heart attack, a stroke, something is happening to where now these kids are panicking and now they have to figure out how can we help the driver, how can we stop the bus, and how can we get help. That they should never have to worry about that. Going to school, coming home from school. You know, I'm going to get into, I'm going to let you guys hear a couple of incidents around the world that has been happening on the school bus, and children had to intervene and help. Now, this clip I'm going to be playing, it was two seventh grade boys in Milton, Washington that actually had to intervene and help the bus driver in the bus.
Seventh grade boys in Milton, Washington are being hailed as heroes when their bus driver lost consciousness behind the wheel. They then sprung to action. 13-year-old Jeremy Wichstick ran up, grabbed the wheel, steering it to safety and performing chest compressions on the driver.
Grabbed the wheel, he was big, and I turned it to the right, took it on the side of the road, took the keys out of the ignition. Bus started slowing down. I'm like, oh, someone call 911. And I was just thinking about, I don't want to die.
And another student helped bring the bus to a stop, and others called 911. No students were hurt. The driver was
Hospitalized. The students had to help. And here's another one in Benton County, Mississippi. It's considered a nightmare on the way to school. Listen to hear what happened.
School today, a deadly school bus accident on a Mississippi highway. The bus landing on its side off Highway 72 in Benton County. All 8 children on board were injured, and the bus driver did not survive. They believe the driver might have suffered a heart attack. Here's Steve Lissonsami.
Parents who had just put their kids on this school bus were frantic hearing that it crashed.
Got an overturned bus with children on it.
The children were on their way this morning to classes in Benton County, Mississippi, when authorities say the driver had a heart attack and students say he clutched his chest and slumped over, causing the bus to overturn in a ditch. The driver died. All 8 children on the bus had to be hospitalized.
None of them were ejected, but of course were bounced around in the bus and then had sustained injuries from that.
The parents of an injured 8th grader say she has a broken ankle, leg, and jaw, but will survive. Just a little.
Now, can you imagine how you would feel hearing this happen with your child on the bus? And here's another one.
It was March 12th when a school bus filled with Indianapolis Lighthouse Charter School students crashed into a concrete pillar. The bus driver, Thomas Spencer II, and 5-year-old Donesty Smith died, leaving her heartbroken mother to question why.
And that's just 3 out of many, many, many school bus accidents across the world. I don't understand how long or how many accidents will have to take place and take the lives or injured our school bus driver or our children before they can say, you know what, this is extremely important. As they say, kids' lives are our number one priority. This is what they say. So at the end of the day, why not have another adult on that school bus to help the driver, to help the children, to be the mediator between anything that's happening on the bus, Or if something was to happen off the bus, they can either take a picture or, if it's a hit and run, whatever the case may be. Now, God forbid, the bus driver's cell phone is dead, or if none of the kids have a cell phone. Now you're going to have panicky kids run off the bus to try to go run for help. God forbid they run into the street. What is the going on across the world for them not to say in our school systems, we need to take action. We need to do something else because it's happening more and more and more to the bus driver. What have to happen? So I just wanted to put this out there. Help me spread the word. Help it get to the right hands to let them know, listen, you have to pay someone. If you can't get a volunteer, you have to pay someone else to be up there to help people. These kids should be just worrying about getting home, not worrying about how they did the seventh graders. We got to do the chest compressions, or, trying to figure out what's going on with the bus driver if the bus driver cannot talk. They're not trained to go through that process with an adult. Maybe they need to have a monitor or something on the bus that would trigger the police department, the EMS, to where if something happened, goes off the road or whatever, it flips, the EMS will automatically know the location and come out without anyone having to call. Something has to be done. I hope it be done sooner than later. Remember, you can go back at any given time and listen to any missed episodes. And of course, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would upload a new episode. Every Friday at 7 p.m., my daughter, Chrisia Rose White, will be reading a children's book. Have your kids chime in and listen and let them encourage one another. And every Sunday morning at 9 a.m., I will upload 3 randomly picked gospel songs, ranging from old school to new school. Remember to always love yourself, love others, and nothing is impossible. I'm out.